In today's video, we're going to talk about 10 things that you should know, not only if you're in your 30s or your 40s, but at any point in life. If you come to know this, you will find that it drastically improves your overall life experience. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to start off with number 10. Life doesn't get better until I do. I used to find myself sitting and waiting, kind of secretly waiting, because it's not like I ever really talked about it, but waiting for my life to change. When in reality, it took action on my part for me to change my world within before I noticed the change in my outside world. So if we want any changes, we need to start with ourselves. And it's kind of like the song that Michael Jackson had, The Man in the Mirror. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. I don't know all the words, but it's kind of like the same thing. You got to start with the person in the mirror. The world reflects who you are. You can kind of think about it this way. You're always part of your equation, right? So if you ever want the equation to change, it'll change if you change your controllable, your part. If you change you in the equation, which is the controllable, then the whole entire equation will change. It's important that we take personal responsibility to change our experience or to change our circumstances. Yeah, because passively waiting just doesn't work. All right, so number 9 is never judge a book by its cover. It's a metaphor that suggests that you don't judge something before you look past its outer appearance. When it comes to people, we're so quick to judge, and naturally we judge. When you first see something, you automatically have a judgment. So it's not to say that, oh, we don't judge, because we all judge, but we need to calm down our judgments and kind of give the person or thing or whatever it is that we're judging an opportunity to see what it's about or who or he or she is. Remember one of Aesop's fables, the tortoise and the hare? At first you judged by thinking that the hare has to win because the hare is faster, but not necessarily. The tortoise won because the tortoise just kept going slow and steady, won the race. So your judgment should more so be based on the content of character. So no matter what your initial impression is of something or someone, give that thing or person an opportunity to find out what the content of their character is, or find out what it's about first before you make that judgment. And that brings me to the next thing, number 8. Be kind. It's the new cool, because you never really know what someone's going through. And being kind is important because you know not what's going on in somebody's life. And so you never know what they're responding to. And in case you didn't know this, if you ever want uplifting, then you should go and uplift someone else. If there's ever something that you need, give it to someone else. That's a bonus. That's a bonus. And I'm a firm believer that no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever not worth it. We rise by lifting others. And when we do something kind for someone else, I don't think there should be a need for any expectation from that person to reciprocate that to you, or to give you something for it. You're just being kind from your heart. I think that that's where your kindness should stem. Okay, number 7 is stop dimming your light. Yeah, you. Stop dimming your light. Me. Stop dimming my light. And by the way, when I say these things, these are things that I'm still practicing and that I still have to remind myself of. And this one is a big one. It hits home for me because for most of my life, I've been dimming my light. I used to do it because I didn't want other people to feel uncomfortable around me. And so now I do it so other people can see my light. And it's not a boastful thing. It's more so not trying to fit in. I used to always try to fit in. I'm 6'1", so I've always stood out. And I used to walk, my posture was very poor because I wanted to fit in. And I never stood straight and tall like I should, but I do now. This was always my thing growing up. I never wanted to make others feel uncomfortable around me. And so I sacrificed me and my confidence and my self-esteem to please others. And it's been quite a liberating experience to let my light shine, to rock my afro with no shame, unapologetically, and to stand tall. And all the things that I tried to not embrace when I was younger, it turns out that they're all my gift, and I am currently embracing those things. So a lot of times the things that you shy away from when you're younger, or when you are unaware of your gifts, you dim your light. You don't embrace it. And so now I'm embracing it. I think that life has a funny way of teaching us to embrace the things that we try to hide and push aside in the past. So now I model and I wear heels. You wouldn't catch me dead wearing heels back in the day. So now I wear heels. I stand tall no matter who's there. And I even rock my afro now, which makes me even taller. And so now you know your girl's gonna get looked at. And I'm okay with it now. It's okay. So by 40, you're okay with it. But me personally, I had such a hard time with allowing my light to shine. Anyways, stop dimming your light. I decided to stand for number 6. In case you guys didn't know, I'm red lighting as I record this video. And so number 6 is to believe in yourself with unwavering faith. This realization is so profound for me. This one is one that I'm constantly helping myself through. Also because, and you know what? So much of this started to make more sense to me when I started modeling at the age of 40. With modeling, it's like judgment after judgment after judgment after judgment. It can knock you down. It knocked me down. And then I had to come to realize that, oh my gosh, I can't wait for someone else to believe in me. It doesn't work like that. Their belief in me has nothing to do with my belief within myself. And so I came to realize that I have to be the one to believe in me. I have to have complete faith within myself to push myself to keep going. Because if I'm leaving my belief in the hands of someone else, then that's liable to change. And what if that person is not around? Or what if that person stops believing? Then what? What am I left with? If you are working towards something, if you are building something, you are gonna have to have unshakable belief in yourself. And it's just something that's necessary, because along the way, there's gonna be stumbles and fumbles and things knocking you down. And so you have to find a way within yourself to get back up, to believe in yourself again, to see the light in the darkness, and to remember why it is that you're doing what you're doing. Yeah, that's huge. You gotta know that. All right, number 5 is dream big and have a future vision. As humans, we are target driven. We're goal oriented. When we don't have vision, we perish. That's a Bible saying. So if you ever notice when you're not feeling good, or like you're in a rut, or you're depressed or something, you will notice, if you look deep, you will notice that you are not growing. There's nothing that you're working towards or nothing that you're headed towards. There's no vision, and that's why you feel depressed, or you're in a rut, or you feel stuck. Many times that's the reason why, is because there's no growth, no vision. Throughout our lives, we have to dream big and have vision for a future possibility or a different possibility, and that will keep us going. And it'll help us to feel more fulfilled and to feel like we have some sort of purpose because we're working on something, we're working towards something, we're building something, and we are not being stagnant. All right, number 4, the next thing is to have a hobby. Having a hobby is very important. It helps us to relieve stress. It can help us to develop new skills by learning a new hobby. It can help us to make new friends. Yeah, a hobby is an enjoyable activity, and so it'll help with your mental health, and it will just help with your overall feeling. Like, instead of doing nothing, you do something that excites you and something that stimulates your creativity, and it's ultimately something that sparks joy. So as a human being, if we're not growing, we're dying. The way to feel alive is to do something that excites you, that empowers you, that helps you to grow. At least something outside of your regular routine, your daily activities, that helps you to feel energized and that you don't mind doing and that you're always happy to do because it makes you feel good. So if you're ever feeling stagnant or feeling bored or like something's missing, then that's your signal to get a hobby. So number 3, is that what I'm on? You know I gotta get close on this one. So number 3 is you have nothing to prove to anyone. Nothing to prove to anyone. And I'm gonna give you an example of this. For me recently, I started learning most of these things like later in life. So more recently, like when I was signed to my agency in Atlanta, I felt like I needed to demonstrate to them, to prove to them that I'm a good model. Oh, I can do it. Oh, pick me, see me. I thought that I needed to prove myself to them. And I quickly learned and realized that, oh shit, that's exactly what I'm doing. Like, why? Stop that. So I had to like take a step back, and I had to really like ask myself, why do I feel like I have to prove myself to them? They already selected me as a model, and so I bring myself and my uniqueness to the table. So why do I have to prove myself to them? And I think that has to do a lot with confidence, because when I first started, my confidence wasn't there, and so I felt like I needed to show them. And so, but I quickly learned that no, I don't need to show them shit. Yeah, so I no longer ever feel like I need to prove myself to anyone. If I audition and I get booked, then it was meant to be. Number 2, you are enough right now. You are enough right now. We hear this so much more often now than we ever have before. And I'm just now learning this and understanding it and putting it into the crevices of my brain because I didn't understand that I was enough. And it goes hand in hand with nothing to prove to no one. All of these basically go hand in hand with each other. But when you hear or you say, I am enough now, you have to know it. And what I mean by know it is you have to feel it. You have to feel it within your bones. You have to feel it within your cells. You have to feel it in your soul. You have to know it. It has to be a knowing. And I can't stress this enough. You can't just say that I am enough. You have to know it, like feel it. Because when you say something and you lie, you think you're lying to yourself, but you're not really lying to yourself, because the cells of your body will react to your belief. The cells of your body will react to your feelings and your emotions and your root belief. So if you believe that you are worthy and enough right now, then nothing will stop you. So you don't have to strive to become more loved, more worthy, more accepted or acceptable. You don't have to strive for those things because you already innately are. We were all born worthy. You don't have to wait for anything to validate you. Just know that you are enough right now. Your worth is not dependent on your achievement or any condition. And so number one, I'm gonna put it as stop comparing yourself. Don't do it. That can lead you to feeling like you're less than or that you're not worthy of. It can cause anxiousness. It can cause unnecessary stresses because everyone is their unique being, is their unique person. So now, when you're using comparison as a tool for enhancement or improvement, inspiration or something like that, then it's for a worthy cause, right? But if you're doing it to like see if you're better or the other person's better or they're doing more than you or I'm doing more than, then that's when it can be destructive. Don't compare yourself. You're unique. You're you for a reason. Yeah, just don't do it. So that was 10. I did give you a bonus earlier. And so my next bonus is going to be you get what you focus on. If you're focusing on the wrong things, you're going to get more of the wrong things. I can't stress this enough. A lot of us are wondering why our worlds around us, which is a reflection of ourselves, why we keep getting the same things or why we keep getting things that we think that we don't want. And so we have to pay attention to what we're focusing on. A good question to ask yourself is, what have I been thinking about most of the times? Because that's gonna tell you where your focus is, and where focus goes, energy flows. And so if you're focusing on the negative, you're feeding the negative. So focus on something that you prefer to have. Focus on your vision for the future, and you'll start seeing more and more of that for you in your reality when you focus on it. And besides, won't life feel better if we're focusing more on positive aspects of life rather than the negative ones? I think so. All right, and one more bonus. Gratitude. I know you've heard this before, but gratitude, you gotta practice gratitude. When you practice gratitude and you're putting your focus on gratitude, you will find more and more things in your life to be grateful for. More and more things to be grateful for will show up in your life. So focus on gratitude. Find different things in your everyday to be grateful for. These are life nuggets. If you want more of this type of content, just leave it in the comments below, because I have a whole list of life lessons that you should know if you're in your 30s or your 40s. So you guys let me know if you want more of this. And if you like this video here, I think that you would benefit from watching this video here. And so thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this video. And thank you guys for not minding my red lighting while I do this video. Much love.